Hello everybody, it's Mark here from languagelearning.org, and I'm just going to give a quick review of the Linguaphone Italian course and what I think of it. If you're thinking of learning Italian, Linguaphone certainly is one of the best courses you'll ever find to learn the language. Personally, I'd recommend that you go with the Teach Yourself Italian first, and maybe even Linguaphone All Talk Italian, because that's superb. You'll come out from the Linguaphone All Talk course speaking very, very good Italian, you'll find. The Linguaphone courses, the full course that you see here in front of me, they're very in-depth. It'll take you from beginner to advanced, certainly past intermediate stage. It starts off pretty much the same as every other Linguaphone course in this series. It starts off of an Italian family coming back from another country to their native Italy. Now, what I hate about this course, which I don't like about some courses anyway, that Linguaphone do, are the absolutely terrible illustration. Look at this. It's more, focus. Illustrations really are dreadful. I don't know why they chose to go with this kind of illustration. The characters look a little bit scary if you ask me. But if you can get past the scary illustrations, you'll find that the course is solid itself. Here, the previous owner of this book, I got the second hand on eBay, has made their own little notes there, highlighted things. Put the focus in. No, it's not going to focus. Okay. What I tend to do with any course that I start with, I look at it to see what the very first lesson is, and I go to the very, very back and I see how far it will take you. So, in this case, the last course, you're getting into really complicated Italian sentences here, and by this stage, by lesson 30 you'll have come a long, long way in the Italian language, and you'll certainly be able to handle yourself in Italy. I find myself, whenever I'm in any country that I've learned a Linguaphone course with, whether it be Greek, Italian, French, Spanish, German, whatever, whenever you go to that country, in many, many cases you can stick with the language and not speak English at all. 90% of the conversations you'll have in Italy after this course will be in Italian, no problem. And certainly if you use a Teach Yourself course and a Pimsleur course and a Linguaphone All Talk course, you'll come out pretty much fluent, depending on what your definition of fluent is. Anyway, so it comes with 3 books on this series. It comes with the Corso di Italiano, Corso di Italiano Escritti Scritti, and the course book, the handbook. Now the handbook really is something you want to study greatly, because the only gripe with Linguaphone is the way they explain the language isn't always very good. It's good, but not very good. It could be better. For example, here we have a word-for-word translation of each word in the lesson. This is lesson 1. It gives you a word-for-word translation, and then it gives you an explanation of the sentences. And a bit of notes on the vocabulary and the grammar in the Italian language. It kind of, to me, explains it once and then it expects you to understand it all straight away, which isn't the case. You'll find, I certainly find myself going back to previous lessons just to reread the notes so I understand them. I think what would be better would be if on the audio, there's a person who spoke English, for example, and explained the language to you as well, with examples, which again the Linguaphone All Talk course does do that. I know I keep mentioning on about the All Talk course, but they really are fantastic. You should check it out. So yeah, that's what Linguaphone tend to do. You're thrown into the language straight away. You're surrounded by Italian language, the Italian words, and the book itself is entirely in Italian here, the course book. So it's worth sticking with it. If you're thinking of going with an Italian course with Linguaphone, this is the 1970s version. The new version now has a different artwork, which is better, I find. You'll find this course itself on eBay, I last checked this morning, was going for £7 in the UK, so it's probably worth getting it from there. The old courses that you see in front of me here, the wording is exactly the same, the lessons are exactly the same, the audio is exactly the same. The only difference is the illustrations. As I've shown you in this one, the illustrations are horrible, so you're probably best going with the 1990s and modern version. I don't have an advanced Italian course to review yet. but I may in the future. If you're looking to learn Italian, by all means go with the Linguaphone Italian course, and you can't go wrong, because it really is like a full college course or a classroom course. I find that people learn languages best on their own and not in a classroom. And the reason for that is, well, multiple reasons, but the main one is the fact that a classroom can only move as fast as the slowest learner, okay? And sometimes if you are the slowest learner in that class, sometimes the class will move on to the next subject before you fully understand it. And it's very, very important when you learn a language to not move on until you understand the lesson. There's nothing wrong if you don't understand it straight away. That's absolutely normal. Personally, it took me about 5 years to become comfortable in German, and I'm still not what I consider to be fluent, although some people would say that I am, but I find you just need to move as slow or as fast as you need to. Okay, there's no magic number out there which says when you're fluent or when you're comfortable. You really just need to take it at your own pace and study and enjoy the language, because if it's not fun, you're not going to learn it very much. You need to stick with it. So that's the review of the Linguaphone Italian course. It's available on my website in PDF and MP3 format if you want to buy it that way for £25 at the moment. Languagelearning.org. Check it out, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you.